Do you want to know why Team USA are the most frightening basketball team in the world? Well, aside from the fact that they have 90% of the best players in the world, or the fact that they have Anthony Davis, Bam Adebayo, and Anthony Edwards coming off the bench, let me repeat that. Coming off the bench, well, aside from that, it's because they can win a game against Australia with Steph Curry scoring 3 points on 1 of 6 shooting. And when you can win when Steph is struggling, well, you're unstoppable when he's playing like Stephen Curry. And when Steph Curry has it going, there is nothing you can do. We saw that in the third quarter of the game against Canada, and now in the first half against Serbia, where he went off for 18 points in just 10 minutes. And it didn't take long. Just look at him here on the first play of the game, where Embiid sets the screen off the ball, and with Jokic not at the level, Steph is able to just fire the three from 28 feet casually. A minute later, they set 2 screens for Steph, and even with Jokic at the level this time, it's just that little hesitation that allows Steph to pull for 3. And the reason this is so impossible to guard is because you have to respect Steph's ability to put the ball on the floor. So if Jokic just closed out with full effort, Steph would blow straight past him and either finish or find someone else for the open shot. And the reason Steph Curry has been such a dominant force his entire career is because he can single-handedly break a game open in the space of just a few minutes. After that Curry flurry early in the first, the game leveled out halfway through the second quarter, but Steph had other ideas, and it's that same action with Embiid setting the screen, and with Jokic not at the level, Steph is always going to knock that down. A minute later, he drives into the defense, and it's a tough finish before the Steph special.
4.5. Good point. Oh, my goodness. No way.
This is now 2 of Team USA's 3 games where we have seen Steph explode for about 10 points in the space of 3 minutes. And when you have a team that is stacked with defensive talent, a 3-minute explosion from Steph can be the difference in the game, because not only does it put points in the board in a way that no one else can do, but it's demoralizing. Just look at Jokic after that last Steph 3. When you have to play a perfect game against a perfect opponent, the last thing you want to deal with is the best shooter to ever live. And this wasn't just any win from Team USA. They dominated one of the best teams in world basketball. The same team that finished second at last year's World Cup without their best player, Nikola Jokic. That's the kind of team Serbia are. Now, they were missing Bogdan Bogdanovic, but Team USA are just a different monster altogether, and nothing encapsulates how dominant this team is more than their bench, because as we've already seen through a few exhibition games, the starters have been good, but it's the bench that has really dominated these games. In particular, 2 guys, Anthony Davis and Bam Adebayo. Now, there have been a lot of impressive performers for Team USA through 3 games, but by far, by a long way, the best player so far has been Anthony Davis. He has been everywhere, from the offensive glass to the defensive glass to blocking every single shot in sight. If you were looking for the best version of Anthony Davis, you are getting it right now. And putting that kind of player on a team with perimeter superstars is almost impossible to beat. And then you pair him with a guy in Bam Adebayo who can do almost all of those things just as well as AD, and you have the definition of twin towers. But not just any twin towers. Twin towers that are also capable of guarding anyone on the floor at any given time. And in the case of Bam Adebayo, well, apparently he's using the Olympics to turn into a legitimate stretch 4. Because you know when I said it's demoralizing when Steph Curry is hitting threes? Well, it's even more demoralizing when you play excellent defense for an entire possession and Bam Adebayo drills a 3. Now, when he does it 3 times in one game, you might as well pack your bags and leave, because it's just not your night.
Splash Brother. Oh my God. A new Splash Brother. Bam, bam, splash right there.
But even if you were to make no 3-pointers, just like Anthony Davis, the impact these 2 guys have, with their combination of energy, defense, and rebounding, has to be the best we have seen since Tim Duncan and David Robinson. And I don't think that's a very hot take. Just look at AD on this play, where he's being posted up. He stays down on the pump fake and then the length to swat that shot at its peak. Or how about this time where he switched onto a guard? He moves his feet well before then just swallowing up, pause, the step back jumper. And it's this combination of timing, length, fluidity, and athleticism that makes him an all-time great defender. Now, when you pair this guy with another one of the best defenders in the league, even a guy like Nikola Jokic will struggle. Because look at him here on the post-up against AD. He gets the spin move off, but Bam is waiting, so he's forced to kick it out, and USA will live with anyone else taking that shot who isn't named Jokic. Or in this play where they run the pick and roll with Bam defending it. But there's no such thing as a clean look with these two on the floor, because you get past Bam, and look who is waiting at the rim to swat your shot. These two guys right here could score 0 points on offense every night and still look like superstars because of their defense and rebounding. But they also happen to be guys that are routinely putting up 15 to 16 point double-doubles in 20 minutes for Team USA. Now, you'd think Anthony Davis has solidified himself as a starter, but Steve Kerr remains persistent that Joel Embiid will continue to start. And I'm not sure if this is something USA promised him when he made the switch, and the USA is so talented that it probably won't matter. But treating the Olympics like it's a charity event is ridiculous. It would be one thing if it was close between the two, but Anthony Davis has been the best player on the team, and Joel Embiid has been the worst of anyone getting significant minutes. And I promise that's not me even trying to hate. Anyone watching these games can see that for whatever reason, Embiid is unable to play within the flow of the offense, consistently throwing ridiculous turnovers, trying to foul bait on absurd possessions, and not playing with nearly the intensity on defense that AD and Bam have been playing with. Maybe that'll change in 2 weeks, and he is one of the most talented players we have ever seen, but as of right now, Team USA are playing with fire by not starting their best player. Now, when I said it probably won't matter if Embiid starts or not, well, it's because on top of the talent they already have, this team will be adding Kevin Durant to the mix. That's all. Just maybe the most gifted scorer ever and the highest point scorer in US basketball history will be added. And Kevin Durant does not need any time to get up to speed. Clearly that jumper is still as pure as ever. Oh, and that guy LeBron James, the same guy who was at the Olympics in 2004 when Anthony Edwards had just turned 3 years old, well, he still looks completely unstoppable. After playing most of the game quite passively, just facilitating and playing some defense, LeBron had some fun towards the end, catching the lob from Bam, and then it's a play like this where he shows off the handle before trucking the Serbian defender and finishing through the contact, which wasn't the only time he trucked a Serbian defender that night. Even at 39, no one else is that big, that strong, that coordinated, that fast. You don't have to be a LeBron stan to just appreciate the athlete this man is. It's unbelievable. In other news, the sky is blue, LeBron James and Steph Curry are good, and Team USA are going to be hard to beat. Now, if you want to stay up to date all throughout the rest of the Olympics and just going forward, you might as well subscribe. It's free. Either way, have a great day. Bye.